Hi, I'm Mick Orr, Application Specialist at Chromaline. Today I'd like to talk to you about one of the most important tools you can have in your screen making area, and that is the Chromaline Exposure Calculator. Let me put it on a light table so you can see a little bit better. Now this is just a piece of film, not much to it, except it's got very precise lines, very precise dark areas. If you notice, it's actually in three areas, area A, B, and C. The most important area is actually area A. This area is going to determine what your proper exposure is. Also, if you notice, we have two sets of targets. And these targets are designed for mesh counts. Also, in the middle, we have these numbers. 1.0, 0.7, 0.5, 0.33, and 0.25. If you notice, it gets from light to dark. It's actually blocking more UV as it gets down farther. The more UV it stops, the shorter the exposure will be. And the more it goes up, the more exposure. So what you're actually ending up with is with one exposure, you get 5 exposures at the same time. This is going to speed things up for you. It's also going to determine what your proper exposure is. What you want to aim for is one of these targets. So first you have to start out with what's known as a guess, an educated guess. For example, say you think that your exposure is going to be, say, 1 minute. Whatever your guess is, you double it. So that 1 minute is now 2-minute exposure. So you double it to 2 minutes, put it on your exposure unit, obviously on your screen, put an exposure unit and expose it. Once it's exposed, take this off and go into the washout sink and wash it out. And these areas will develop in different levels. One may be overexposed, one may be way underexposed. But once it's all developed out, you dry it, and now you can check here. Whichever area looks best, you check the number next to it, multiply it by that number, and that's your proper exposure. That's really all there is to it. Now, once you get all that done, the next important thing to look at is area B and C. These areas are for resolution, to see if you can actually hold these areas with the mesh count you've got. That's really all there is to it. It may seem simple, but the fact is, this little tool is a very, very powerful one. If you use it properly, guaranteed you'll have good stencils.